Let me tell you something right now. Respect is not given, it is commanded. If you feel like people keep walking all over you, treating you like you don't matter, I need you to listen to me closely. This ends today. I don't care who they are, friends, family, co-workers, a relationship. No one has the right to look down on you, to use you, to make you feel less than who you are. But let's be honest, people will treat you however you allow them to, and that's the first thing we're going to fix right now. I'm about to give you 9 lessons that will make sure no one, and I mean no one, ever disrespects you again. Have you ever stopped to wonder why the sting of disrespect burns so deep? Why does it tear at the fabric of your self-esteem? And why, oh why, do we continue to let it happen? Today we're going deep, tearing off the bandages and exposing the raw, painful truths about self-respect and personal boundaries. We're confronting the uncomfortable, unpacking the messy, and discovering the potent power of commanding respect, not just asking for it. Each lesson is a step towards empowerment, a challenge to the status quo of your everyday interactions. If you're tired of the same old cycle of disregard and disappointment, stick with me. And if you find value in what we're uncovering here today, consider subscribing. Don't just watch a part of the video, watch the whole thing. Your respect, your self-worth, they don't deserve a half-hearted effort. Let's get to the heart of the matter together. Are you ready to see what's been hidden from you, to reclaim what's always been rightfully yours? Let's dive in. Lesson 1. Stop explaining yourself. It's easy to fall into the trap of over-explaining yourself. Maybe you're at work and a colleague questions your approach on a project, or perhaps it's a friend who can't seem to grasp why you've made certain life choices. In these moments, the knee-jerk reaction is to dive into a lengthy justification, to prove your point and seek validation. But let's take a step back. Why do we feel this pressing need to explain? Is it for their clarity or our comfort? Think about it. You decide to skip a group outing because you need some downtime. Simple, right? Yet, when questioned, you find yourself spinning a web of reasons, maybe even embellishing or altering the truth slightly to gain approval. You're not alone in this. It's a common scenario. But each unnecessary word dilutes your confidence, chips away at your authenticity. Seneca would argue that true wisdom lies not in seeking approval, but in understanding and respecting your own reasoning. It's about aligning your actions with your values, not the expectations of others. Now let's reframe our approach. Imagine stating your decision plainly and leaving it at that. No embellishments, no lengthy justifications, just a simple, "I'm taking some time for myself tonight." Full stop. How powerful is that? It conveys confidence and self-respect. It teaches people that your choices are valid on their own terms and don't require external validation. This approach doesn't just simplify interactions, it transforms them. It turns everyday decisions into affirmations of your values and boundaries. Stoicism teaches us about the power of internal validation. Marcus Aurelius constantly emphasized that the opinion of others should not define us. He believed in moving through life with a quiet confidence in one's own decisions. By adopting this mindset, you not only communicate to others that you are in control of your life, but you also start to believe it more deeply yourself. So next time you feel the urge to explain yourself, pause. Remember that you don't owe anyone a detailed map of your thoughts and decisions. The more you practice this, the more natural it will become. Your choices are your own. They are complete with or without others' understanding or approval. Embrace this and watch how it changes your interactions and, more importantly, how it reinforces your sense of self-respect and inner peace. Lesson 2. Command your space. When we talk about commanding your space, it's not just about where you stand physically. It's about how you carry yourself in every aspect of your life. This means setting and enforcing boundaries that reflect your self-respect and core values. It's about making it clear to those around you that your space, both physical and emotional, is yours and must be treated with respect. Let's imagine you're in a meeting. Everyone's sharing ideas, but when it's your turn, people talk over you. Here, commanding your space could be as straightforward as holding up your hand slightly, signaling them to pause, and then continuing with your point. It's a simple gesture, but it sends a powerful message. I value what I have to say, and you should too. Now think about a more personal setting, say a family gathering where old patterns tend to disregard your boundaries. Someone asks you invasive questions or makes comments that overstep your comfort zone. Commanding your space in this context means being prepared to say, "I'm not comfortable discussing that topic," and then, if necessary, physically removing yourself from the situation. This isn't just about creating comfort. It's about reinforcing your autonomy and the principle that your emotional environment is yours to control. From a Stoic perspective, Epictetus taught that some things are within our control and others are not. Our responses, our decisions, and our boundaries fall squarely into the category of things we can control. By firmly setting and maintaining boundaries, you practice a form of Stoic discipline. You focus on your sphere of influence and refuse to let external forces disrupt your inner peace. Commanding your space also involves the non-verbal cues you give off. How you react when someone interrupts you, how you respond to unsolicited advice, or how you deal with a friend who consistently cancels plans last minute, all reflect how you view and value your own authority in your life. When you command your space effectively, you don't need to be loud or aggressive. Instead, you need to be firm and consistent. Consistency is key. It teaches people what to expect from you and educates them on how they can and cannot treat you. Each time you successfully command your space, you build a little more respect for yourself in the eyes of others, and more importantly, you reinforce your self-respect. It's not about creating conflict, it's about honoring your worth. When you stand firm on this, the world around you adjusts, and this adjustment, over time, enhances not just how you're treated, but also how you perceive and value yourself. Lesson 3. Walk with confidence. Confidence isn't just a feeling, it's a message you send to the world about who you are and what you believe about yourself. It's reflected in every step you take, every gesture you make, and it speaks before you even say a word. When you walk into any room with confidence, you're not just moving from point A to point B. You're announcing your presence, claiming your space, and setting the tone for the interactions that will follow. Picture yourself entering a job interview. You can choose to enter with slumped shoulders and eyes glued to the floor, which might suggest you're unsure or unprepared. Or you can stride in confidently, shoulders back, making eye contact with a firm but friendly handshake. Without a single word, you've already communicated that you are self-assured and ready to engage. This non-verbal cue can dramatically influence the first impression you make and can often be as impactful as your verbal responses. Now, consider a social scenario. You're at a networking event or a party where you don't know many people. Walking through the crowd with a sense of purpose, even if you feel nervous inside, changes how people perceive you. They see someone who appears open and approachable, someone who seems like they belong. This perception can open doors to conversations and opportunities that might remain shut if you present yourself as hesitant or withdrawn. Epictetus emphasized that we should focus on what is within our power, and our demeanor is certainly within our control. Walking with confidence is a conscious choice, a physical manifestation of the Stoic belief in self-control and self-mastery. It's about embodying the principle that while we cannot control external events, we can control our responses, including our body language. Walking with confidence also reinforces to yourself that you are capable and worthy. It's a form of self-affirmation. Each confident step you take is a small reaffirmation of your self-worth and your ability to influence your world. Over time, these actions not only shift how others see you, but also how you see yourself. They build a stronger self-image, a robust sense of identity, and a deeper belief in your own potential. When you walk with confidence, you're not pretending or putting on a show. Instead, you're aligning your external actions with your internal values. You are practicing the Stoic ideal of living according to nature, your true nature, which is strong, capable, and self-assured. This alignment not only enhances your interactions with others, but also deepens your relationship with yourself. It's about proclaiming, through every step you take, that you respect yourself and expect the same respect from others. Lesson 4. Silence is your strength. You might think that always having the last word or responding to every criticism is a sign of strength, but often the opposite is true. Silence can be a much more powerful ally than you might realize. It's not about withholding your voice out of fear or uncertainty, but rather choosing your moments to speak wisely, ensuring your words carry weight and impact. Imagine you're in a heated discussion at work, where tensions are high and the air is thick with conflicting opinions. It's natural to want to jump in, to defend your position, or to correct a misconception. However, consider the alternative, pausing, listening, and allowing the silence to settle. This moment of quiet can command more attention than the most eloquent speech. In this silence, you're not just waiting, you're reflecting, you're understanding, you're taking control of the narrative without uttering a word. Silence gives you the time to collect your thoughts, to calm your emotions, and to disconnect from the knee-jerk reaction of arguing back. This isn't just tactical. It's a profound exercise in self-control and self-respect, which are core tenets of Stoic philosophy. Marcus Aurelius believed that it's essential to be master of oneself and to not be carried away by emotions. By embracing silence, you are effectively practicing this discipline, asserting control over your reactions, and ensuring that when you do choose to speak, your words are measured and deliberate. Moreover, using silence strategically can reshape how others perceive you. When you speak less, but with more thought, people listen more intently when you do decide to share your thoughts. This selective use of words can build an aura of mystery and authority around you, enhancing your presence in any room. Consider also the personal conflicts you might face, perhaps with friends or family. These can often escalate quickly because of hasty words spoken in anger. Silence here can be your shield. It can prevent the situation from worsening, giving both parties the chance to step back and approach the issue with a cooler head. In these moments, silence can be the bridge to understanding and resolution, rather than the wall that arguments might build. Lesson 5. Stop seeking approval. We've all been there, haven't we? Trying to fit into a mold, changing our stripes to match the wallpaper in every room we enter, hoping for a nod, a smile, or a pat on the back. It's exhausting, isn't it? Constantly seeking approval not only drains your energy, but also chips away at your authenticity. But here's a liberating truth. You don't need to win everyone's approval to lead a fulfilling and meaningful life. Picture this. You're at a dinner party, and the conversation shifts to a topic you're passionate about. You have opinions, perhaps unconventional, that might raise eyebrows. Do you soften your stance to blend in, or do you voice your true thoughts, risking disapproval? Every time you choose authenticity over approval, you reinforce your self-esteem. Sure, not everyone will agree with you, and that's okay. The respect you earn from being genuine far outweighs the fleeting satisfaction of conformity. Why we crave approval in the first place? Is it not because we doubt our own worth and capabilities? Stoicism teaches us to seek validation internally rather than externally. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that the approval of others should be considered but not coveted. He suggests that peace comes from within, and that the only approval truly worth anything is your own. Embracing this mindset shifts your focus from how others perceive you to how you perceive yourself. Imagine going through your day focused on being true to yourself, making decisions based on what feels right to you, not what might please others. This isn't to say feedback from others isn't valuable, but it shouldn't be the compass by which you navigate your life. When you stop seeking external validation, you start making choices that are more aligned with your true self. This alignment breeds confidence and authenticity, which ironically tends to attract genuine respect and admiration from others. Consider the scenario where you're working on a project at work. Instead of constantly asking for reassurance that you're on the right track, trust your instincts and present your completed project with confidence. The difference in how you're perceived, self-assured versus unsure, can significantly impact the feedback you receive. People respect decisiveness and confidence in vision. When you liberate yourself from the chains of seeking approval, you free up emotional bandwidth for more creative and productive endeavors. You begin to engage in activities that resonate with your soul, and you form deeper, more meaningful relationships with people who appreciate the real you. This isn't about disregarding others completely. It's about ensuring that your self-worth isn't entirely in their hands. Lesson 6. Let your actions speak. In a world bustling with noise where everyone seems to shout their achievements from the rooftops, there's profound strength in choosing a different path, letting your actions speak for you. It's about embodying the principle that true merit doesn't need to be broadcasted. It naturally commands attention through results. Consider a scenario in the workplace. Two employees compete for a promotion. One is vocal about every task they complete, constantly seeking recognition, while the other quietly meets their goals, letting the quality of their work do the talking. Over time, it's often the silent contributor who gains lasting respect and credibility. Their work becomes a testament to their capability, not just their words. This approach not only builds a solid professional reputation, but also fosters a sense of intrinsic satisfaction that isn't reliant on external validation. This method of self-presentation is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes virtue as its own reward. Seneca, one of Stoicism's most revered thinkers, taught that true fulfillment derives from one's own ethical actions, not the applause they receive. By focusing on your actions rather than your acclaim, you align closer with Stoic ideals, cultivating a life of integrity and purpose. Now imagine you're starting a new health regimen. You could post every workout on social media, seeking likes and encouragement, or you could quietly persist, letting the physical changes speak for themselves. The latter not only avoids the roller coaster of online validation, but strengthens your personal resolve and commitment. It's not about secrecy, but about sourcing your motivation from within, which is far more sustainable. Adopting this approach means every project you undertake, every task you complete, becomes a brick in the foundation of your personal edifice of self-respect and confidence. When you let your actions speak, you're saying to the world, and more importantly to yourself, that you value substance over show. This doesn't mean you shy away from sharing your achievements. It means your achievements are so apparent, so tangible, that they inevitably capture the attention they deserve. By letting your actions speak, you cultivate a persona defined by authenticity and reliability. You become the person who doesn't just promise, but delivers. This builds not just external trust, but also deepens your self-trust, knowing you are living a life congruent with your values. This congruence is what the Stoics saw as the essence of a well-lived life, achieving peace and contentment by living true to oneself. Lesson 7. Cut off energy drainers. In any journey through life, you'll encounter a mix of influences, some that propel you forward and others that seem to pull you back. These negative forces can come from anywhere: a pessimistic friend, a demoralizing coworker, or even a family member who saps your energy. Recognizing these energy drainers and learning to distance yourself from them is not just an act of self-care. It's a crucial strategy for maintaining your personal growth and happiness. Imagine you're planning a big project that excites you, filled with potential, but every time you share your ideas with a particular friend, they doubt your plans and highlight the risks instead of the opportunities. This constant negativity can start to weigh on your enthusiasm, turning your passion into anxiety. Now, think about how different your energy would be if you surrounded yourself with people who uplift you and reinforce your ability to tackle challenges. Stoicism teaches us the importance of focusing on what we can control. Our responses and whom we choose to spend time with are perfect examples. Epictetus believed that we should not waste our energies on things or people that disturb our inner peace. By cutting ties with those who drain your energy, you are practicing a Stoic form of self-preservation, ensuring that your environment contributes to your well-being and doesn't detract from it. This doesn't mean you should harshly remove people from your life without thought or care. It's about being mindful of the interactions that leave you feeling depleted and making thoughtful decisions to protect your energy. For instance, if you find that conversations with a certain acquaintance often leave you feeling worse for wear, it might be wise to limit your exposure to this person or change the nature of your interactions with them. This is not about being unkind. It's about being smart with your emotional resources. Taking action to distance yourself from negative influences is empowering. It's a declaration that you value yourself enough to protect your mental and emotional spaces. Each decision to say no to a draining interaction is a yes to more peace, more positivity, and more personal power. This selective approach to relationships allows you to invest more fully in those that enrich your life and align more closely with your values and aspirations. Lesson 8. Never beg for attention. It's a simple yet profound truth that seeking attention through begging or overly aggressive tactics can actually push people away rather than draw them in. When you find yourself in a constant chase for external validation, not only does it feel exhausting, but it also diminishes your self-worth and autonomy. Take a moment to consider a common social scenario. You're in a group and you start to feel unnoticed. Maybe you begin talking louder, interrupting others, or making grand statements just to capture some fleeting glances or a bit of conversation. This might work momentarily, but it's superficial at best. People can sense desperation, and it often leads them to withdraw, not engage. Now, imagine instead if you contributed thoughtfully, spoke when you felt you had something meaningful to say, and listened actively when others spoke. This approach, which may result in less immediate attention, ironically could make you more intriguing and respected in the eyes of your peers. Stoicism teaches us that true respect and recognition are earned through virtue, wisdom, and genuine interaction, not through force or demand. A Stoic approach would encourage you to seek self-respect first. Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively about the importance of self-reliance in gaining the respect of others. He believed that the only validation truly worth receiving is that which comes from your own judgment of your actions as being just and virtuous. In professional settings, this principle is equally valid. Imagine you're at work and feel overlooked for your contributions. Instead of complaining loudly or demanding recognition, you continue to deliver excellent results. You focus on your duties and let your work speak for itself. Over time, your consistent performance becomes impossible to ignore, and you earn not only recognition, but also respect for your professionalism and dedication. Moreover, when you cease the pursuit of attention and instead let your actions and character speak, you attract the right kind of attention, attention based on admiration, trust, and respect. This type of recognition is far more rewarding because it's based on who you truly are, not on a persona you project just to be seen. Lesson 9. Master the art of walking away. Sometimes the most courageous thing you can do isn't to take a stand, but to walk away. Understanding when a situation no longer serves your best interests and having the strength to leave it is a profound skill. It's not a display of defeat, but a declaration of self-respect. Imagine you're in a job that's draining your energy every day, where the environment is toxic and the work is unfulfilling. Every morning, you wake up dreading the day ahead. Sticking it out might seem like the brave thing to do, fighting through adversity, showing grit. However, is it truly brave to stay in a place that makes you miserable? Or is it braver to acknowledge that this isn't right for you and decide to leave in search of better opportunities where you can thrive? This decision to walk away isn't just about changing jobs. It's about honoring your worth and listening to your inner voice, a practice deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. Stoicism teaches us not to be swayed by external circumstances, but to act according to reason and virtue. Seneca advised that we shouldn't suffer through negative situations longer than necessary, especially if they hinder our ability to live a virtuous life. Now, consider personal relationships. Perhaps you're in a friendship or romantic relationship that's become one-sided. You give more than you receive, feeling increasingly neglected and undervalued. Many people stay in these relationships out of fear of loneliness, fear of change, or fear of admitting failure. Yet, walking away can often lead to a newfound freedom and peace. It opens up space in your life for healthier relationships that bring joy and mutual respect, reflecting the Stoic belief that it's better to be alone than in bad company. Mastering the art of walking away extends to everyday conflicts and confrontations. Instead of engaging in heated arguments that are likely to escalate, choosing to step back can preserve your inner peace. This doesn't mean you're avoiding issues, but rather choosing your battles wisely. Not every disagreement needs to be resolved through confrontation. Sometimes letting go is the best way to resolve an issue. By practicing the art of walking away, you cultivate a life that is more aligned with your values and less burdened by unnecessary strife. Each step away from a negative situation is a step towards a more fulfilling life, where your environments and relationships support and enhance your well-being. In the journey of life, knowing when to walk away can be just as powerful as knowing when to stay. It's about honoring your worth, respecting your peace, and embracing the courage to act on your convictions.